Just another EPS student being awesome. They're still so awesome. Just another EPS student. So awesome.
Hi, my name is Yiyi Su. I'm a graduating student from EPS. I graduated in class of 2017. Right now, I'm currently a student at the UBC School of Music. I'll be completing my postgraduate artist diploma for music performance next spring in 2023. And I also studied at UBC for my bachelor's degree. I graduated in 2021, majoring in violin performance. And this year, I'll be performing as a violinist with Symphony 21, which is a Vancouver-based orchestra. We have our season opener in September, playing Dvorak Symphony No. 9, which is really exciting. And I also have a couple tour dates in December with Beta Chamber Music, which is a chamber music society located in Vancouver. So we'll be going on tour in Vancouver and on the Vancouver Island as well. I do have plans to teach, but that's something I'll be doing later. Right now, today actually I was contacted by my teacher, my violin professor, and I'm an official candidate for the string quartet in residence at UBC. So I'll be hearing from them really soon. Yeah, so really buzzed about that. After high school, I wanted to build my skill set for a professional career in music. And during high school and even during elementary school, I always knew I wanted to be a professional musician, like an orchestral musician and a violin teacher. But when I got to university, I started to find other interests besides playing in an orchestra. So things that I've been interested in, including orchestra, would be, there's chamber playing as well. That was something that was very eye-opening for me. It's a different style of playing where there's no conductor. It's just, like a string quartet or a trio or something like that. So you are in a collaborative environment where you have to work as a group to really explore your musical ideas and how you can touch the audience with your own ideas, and very good collaborative work. It's good. And there's also solo playing, of course. And so during my undergraduate degree, I wanted to build on these three types of performances. And so I worked in a professional string quartet for 3 years before the pandemic. We performed at lots of venues around Vancouver. So that was what I spent a lot of my time doing. And I was also a violinist at the UBC Symphony Orchestra. I still am currently. And I performed concerts as the concertmaster and principal second violinist. And I've also been working as the stage manager for the UBC Symphony for the past 2 years, hoping to return again this year. Music school is a little bit different from other faculties because we don't really have any summer programs. And that's, I think it's to do with, we don't have as many students as other departments, of course. So summer programs are quite limited at universities. So we have things called festivals all around the world. And these festivals are basically like an intensive academy that a lot of musicians, young musicians, will attend. And they're generally 2 to 4 weeks. Sometimes they can even be the whole summer. And so I've attended orchestral programs during the summer. I've been to the VSO Institute in Whistler for 2 years. And there I got to work one-on-one with the VSO musicians, and I was playing in an orchestra that was conducted by the now late Bramwell Tovey. And recently I just came back from this international academy called Domaine Forget, which is located in Quebec. And it was amazing, very inspiring and motivated, because you get to meet a lot of not just students, but top, very students who are basically like a lot better than you are. So it's really eye-opening to be surrounded by so many, think of like Juilliard musicians just practicing like 6-7 hours a day, and also so many international teachers and artists, and it's really motivating to be doing something like that during the summer. As for me personally, I'm someone who would I want to say procrastinate, but I do slack off a little bit in the summer if I don't have anything like that. So yeah, for me, festivals during the summer and school during the school year. So after university, I didn't really have a clear idea of what I wanted to do, which was strange for me because in high school and even in elementary school, I knew I wanted to pursue music at a post-secondary level, but I didn't have a plan for what comes after the bachelor's degree. So before my third year started, I started looking to grad schools, and I was looking at schools in the East Coast, like McGill and Ottawa, and schools in the United States like Indiana State, Rice, and Peabody Conservatory. And my main focus was looking at schools with a strong teacher, like a private teacher, a violin professor, or schools with good orchestral programs. But when I started my fourth year, I knew I wasn't ready for an audition, which was extremely disappointing. I was really, really tough on myself, and musicians are notoriously tough critics on themselves, especially. And I had a really clear vision and goal for myself, which was grad school, but not being able to meet that goal was really devastating. And I got really depressed because I had no backup plan. So my violin professor, I set up a meeting with him. His name's David Gillum at UBC, and I found it really difficult to put myself in such a vulnerable position in front of a teacher, which teacher and student, right? So I was a bit uncomfortable talking about this with him, but he was really, really understanding, and he empathized with how I felt. So he helped me look into other alternatives. One alternative that he told me was a gap year, and that was something that I hadn't considered before because I feel like, especially as growing up as an Asian person, there's this stigma behind your education and how you have to keep studying, you have to keep building your education and going higher and higher. So a gap year was never really an option that I even considered at all. But my violin professor told me that he actually took a gap year before he took his master's degree. And it's something that people take. It's very common, and a lot of people do burn out after their bachelor's degree, or some people just want to work and gain more experience. So I still told them that I don't know if a gap year is for me. So he recommended me to pursue the diploma, like the artist diploma for music performance. And he explained that it's similar to a master's degree. Obviously, I don't have to write a thesis paper, but I really get to cater the program caters to my interest. And it's designed for advanced instrumentalists who are looking for a professional performing career. So I wanted to look into the diploma because I wanted really intensive solo and ensemble performance experiences, like focusing on solo, orchestra, and chamber. I wanted to do all three. Now focusing more on orchestra and chamber. So that's what I'm pursuing now. One thing I wish I knew when I was graduating was to enjoy my time as a teenager. I wanted to grow up so quickly and be an adult and be my own person and be independent. But there's a lot of responsibilities that come with adulthood. School is important, but I think you should remember to enjoy your life and your time as a youth. In terms of workload at post-secondary, I think everyone knows that university workload is much more demanding than high school. Lectures are fast-paced and very condensed, and if you skip your classes, it's difficult to catch up. And not only is the workload more difficult, the deadlines are a lot tighter, and I often found myself submitting papers and assignments at the very last minute. I wish high school taught me how to do my taxes. Like seriously, it took me a while to figure out how that works. Just do online taxes, so easy taxes. I have two pieces of advice to future graduates. One is to set goals. It could be short-term or long-term. And you put in the work to reach your goals. And you're going to run into setbacks, and that's okay. It happens. There's no way around it. It really is true what they say. Just get up and keep moving forward. I genuinely believe that things will happen. Things are meant to happen, and it will all work out in the end. And my second piece of advice is to take care of yourself. And whether that's your physical health or your mental health, your emotional or spiritual, you have to put your health at number one priority. And you can't take care of, school or friends, relationship if you're not taking care of yourself first. So self-care is really important. Oh, wait, bonus piece of advice. Find a good study group. I've never failed a course, but I think I definitely would have if I didn't have friends that were smarter than me. So I decided to go to UBC because it was recommended to me by my violin teacher back in high school. And in high school, she set me up with this fabulous pianist. Her name's Chiharu Inuma, and I still work with her to this day. And she's actually the wife of my current violin professor at UBC, David Gillum. And so in high school, my teacher invited the UBC professor to listen to my violin recital. And he did end up coming, and he watched me play. And afterwards, he invited me to join his studio at UBC. I really can't imagine studying anywhere else. I chose UBC for my bachelor's degree because of my current professor. And I'm also choosing to continue my artist diploma to study with David because I genuinely adore and respect him as a teacher and a musician and a person as well. I am still in contact with friends from high school. I'm still in touch with my girlfriends of senior year. And obviously I still see my band friends every now and then. Oh God, this is so cringe. Once a Staboner, always a Staboner. So my post-secondary life, I think has been amazing. It's really, really great to be surrounded by people who have the same interests and passions as you. I would say it's been motivating and inspiring and really, really eye-opening. Just being in an environment like that. I think a common problem that I run into, and I'm sure a lot of people as well, is balancing school life and social life. I found that pretty challenging. I tried to do my best in school, but I also wanted a social life. Like I didn't want to just study all day and not do anything else. But it was difficult to balance both. And I think it took me until third or fourth year to actually, be confident in both healthy school and social life balance. Advice for high school me is to live in the moment, and don't forget that you're still young, and be kind and practice empathy. Thanks for tuning in to this interview. If you have any more questions, you can feel free to contact me on Facebook or on Instagram, Yiyi_HSU. Bye.
Just another EPS student being awesome. They're still so awesome. Just another EPS student. So awesome. They're still awesome.